So, episode 4 starts off with the story about how the girls in the school are having a slumber party and they're going to do makeovers and wear makeup and, do girly stuff. And Helga's not invited because everyone, boys and girls, deem her not to be girly enough. Helga feels left out and wants to prove that she is, so she buys a bunch of fashion magazines and, does her face up and her hair and everything, and goes over and, and all the girls are like, oh, I had no idea you were so feminine and girl-like. And her best friend Phoebe is the only one that's like, this isn't you. You shouldn't be acting like this. And at the end of the episode, Helga realizes, yeah, this is not me. Not only that, she points out how kind of ridiculous it is that they're doing this when they're 9. She even says it, we're 9 years old. Like, what are we doing for? We don't have wrinkles or anything. Like, I like how the writers point out that this is kind of silly, and it's just something that kids do to imitate adults. It's not that particularly interesting of an episode. It kind of is. And it has the good moral of, don't try to be something you're not. Also, it has a pretty satisfying conclusion because in the story, the boys try to go over and scare the girls a bit. They end up getting scared because they see them all wearing, like, guacamole on their face for wrinkles. The second story is about how one of the tenants in the boarding house Arnold lives in is a demolition guy. And he wants Arnold with him when he knocks down his 500th building, which is an old theater where a singer named Dino Spumoni had once played. And Dino's kind of like, this version's Frank Sinatra. And meanwhile, his grandmother wants to save the same building because it's where she went on her first date with Arnold's grandfather. And so Arnold agrees to help her save it in a protest, but at the same time he also agrees, at first not knowing it's the same building, to knock it down with the demolitions guy. His name is Ernie. And when they both find out each other's trying to save and destroy it, they both get into arguments about it and everything. And ultimately Arnold comes up with the solution of, hey, I'll get Dino Spumoni himself here, and it'll be commemorated as a landmark. I mean, at the end of the episode, Ernie's like, I can't believe I was going to tear this thing down because I love Dino Spumoni. And you see him listening to his music and stuff in the episode. So, it's good. It's good. It's not as good as some of the other episodes, but it's good. It's not really one worth talking much about, so this is going to be a pretty short video. But those are just kind of the plots and kind of how one has a good story. The good moral in the story is not to be something you're not, and the other is kind of about compromise and about how you can kind of resolve an issue by conceding to either side. So, I don't know. It's not bad. It's a good episode. I mean, the whole show's good. It's, certainly not the best episode of an animated series ever, and it's not the worst by far. It's just a good episode. And definitely a good moral message for kids. So, that's about it, and I'll be back for the next one. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.